Horror books I highly recommend, and this is coming from someone who reads a lot of horror.
Guillotine by Delilah S. Dawson is definitely a feel-good story in my opinion. This follows a woman who is very passionate about fashion and starts dating the son of her fashion idol to get close to his mother. She finds herself on his family vacation, which turns into a violent night she may not survive. The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson follows Emmanuelle, who lives in a puritanical society, and she ends up finding some incredible powers within herself. Natural Beauty by Ling Huang follows a young woman who is a very talented pianist who ends up having to give it up when her parents get into this horrible car wreck. She begins to work for this wellness company called Holistic to pay their medical expenses, and then the rest of the story is a complete fever dream. Cruelty Free by Caroline Glenn follows a well-loved actress whose daughter went missing one night, so she ends up fleeing LA to get away from the noise. She ends up returning a decade later to start up this skincare business, and she also begins to take out some revenge. Such a Pretty Smile by Kristi DeMeester follows Caroline and her daughter Lila. Now there's something known as the cur that ends up taking young girls and leaving them in horrible condition. Now Caroline has actually survived the cur, and we follow her in 2004 as she relives it, and then we also follow her daughter Lila in 2019 as she starts to have some very disturbing thoughts. The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson is a Carrie retelling following a teenager named Maddie who has been relentlessly bullied, who one night has been pushed way past her limit, and people will definitely learn their lesson. And then Near the Bone by Christina Henry. This follows a woman who lives in a secluded home on the mountains with her husband, where she believes there may be a monster outside of her home. Now listen, a lot of these books are very dark, but this one really took me by surprise, so definitely check content warnings here, and honestly for the rest of these as well. That is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like this video and follow for more recommendations.